من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقال يا بني لا تدخلوا من باب واحد وادخلوا من أبواب متفرقة وما أغني عنكم من الله من شيء إن الحكم إلا لله عليه توكلت وعليه فليتوكل المتوكلون. ولما دخلوا من حيث أمرهم أبوهم ما كان يغني عنهم من الله من شيء إلا حاجة في نفس يعقوب قضاها وإنه لذو علم لما علمناه ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. ولما دخلوا على يوسف آوى إليه أخاه قال إني أنا أخوك فلا تبتئس بما كانوا يعملون. فلما جهزهم بجهازهم جعل السقاية في رحل أخيه ثم أذن مؤذن أيتها العير إنكم لسارقون. قالوا وأقبلوا عليهم ماذا تفقدون. قالوا نفقد صواع الملك ولمن جاء به حمل بعير وأنا به زعيم. قالوا تالله لقد علمتم ما جئنا لنفسد في الأرض وما كنا سارقين. قالوا فما جزاؤه إن كنتم كاذبين. صدق الله العظيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد. We have reached that point wherein the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, they have returned from Misr with the grains to the father Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam. They told to the father Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam that the king of Misr have instructed us that we should bring our younger brother Binyamin the next time, or else we will not get grains. After considering the issue and how they could get grains for the future, Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam agreed. And he took a qasam, he took an oath from all his children that if he had to send Binyamin with them, then they would take care and look after Binyamin. Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam then gives advice to his children before they proceed to Misr to collect more grains. He says to them, you are going to be 11 people that are traveling together. Before there were 10, now including Binyamin, it's going to be 11 people. So when you enter Misr, all of you all don't enter through one door, through one entrance of Misr, but enter through different doors. And the one possible reason for that is Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam was told how the king of Misr had honored them before. And everybody knew about the honor that was accorded to them. And they're going to go again in a big group, so everybody's nazar and everybody's focus is going to be on the children of the children of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam. And he feared that probably that some bad eye will come onto them. When the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam entered Misr, Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam recognized his brother Binyamin. It is stated in the books of Tafseer that he arranged place for them in the palace, and he put each two brothers in one room. And for Binyamin, he kept him separately. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam met up with his brother Binyamin separately and explained to him that I am your brother. You are my brother. And after having spoken among themselves, they then decided that he will keep Binyamin behind. But how to keep Binyamin behind? They had to adopt a strategy for that. Binyamin had agreed that Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam will lay an accusation of theft against him. According to the law of Misr at that time, if somebody was accused of theft, at most you could beat him up, you could punish him, but you could not keep him behind. But this was according to the Shariat of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam. So they adopted a strategy that when they lay that accusation, then they themselves will say that they present one of them, whoever has been found guilty of the theft. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam prepares the luggage, the grains for them, and he sends them off. But in the luggage of his brother Binyamin, he had told the royal courtiers that take the royal cup and put the royal cup inside the luggage. And as they were going and they were quite at a distance, Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam did dispatch the royal courtiers. And all they have been shouting, they said that, oh you thieves, you have stolen the royal cup. So they said that, you all know that we haven't come here to cause mischief. We haven't done anything wrong. The royal courtiers asked them that if you all are guilty, then what? So the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, according to the Shariat of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, said that if any one of us found guilty, then he himself must be taken away. So they started searching all the bags. First started off with all the other brothers. Finally, the last bag to be searched was the bag of Binyamin. They opened up the bag, found the royal cup inside there. They all were so embarrassed. They put their heads down. They started defending themselves and saying, yeah, we remember if he stole, it's not a surprise, because his one brother before, he also stole something. And so they both of them are the same. He stole, his brother also stole, is no surprise. The king said that what's the punishment? So they said, look, he has to be taken away. But then they realized that they had taken firm covenants from the father Yaqub alayhi salam to bring Binyamin back home. So they started pleading. And they said that, look, instead of taking Binyamin, instead of taking him, take any one of us. But Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam's strategy was to keep his brother behind. And he refused. He says, no, that if it is according to your law and according to your Sharia, to which you have promised to do, to give one of you all away, the person who is found guilty, then I'm going to do just that. So that is the incident that had led to Binyamin remaining in Misr with Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. So Almighty Allah tabarak wa ta'ala says, وَقَالَ يَا بَنِيَّ لَا تَدْخُلُوا مِنْ بَابٍ وَاحِدٍ وَادْخُلُوا مِنْ أَبْوَابٍ مُتَفَرِّقَةٍ. He said, Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam advises his children, O my children, do not enter in Misr from one door, and enter from separate doors. وَمَا أُغْنِي عَنْكُمْ مِنَ اللَّهِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. This is just a tadbir. This is just a strategy, and through this strategy I do not mean to bypass whatever Almighty Allah tabarak wa ta'ala wishes to decree. If Allah tabarak wa ta'ala wants to do anything, our tadbir and our strategies cannot overpower the decree of Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Allah does whatever He wants to do. Inil hukmu illa lillah. The hukm, the order is only of Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. But alayhi tawakkal. It is upon Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala I trust. Wa alayhi falyatawakkalil mutawakkilun. And upon Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala do the people of trust place their trust. وَلَمَّا دَخَلُوا مِنْ حَيْثُ أَمَرَهُمْ أَبُوهُمْ. When the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, they entered into Misr like how their father Yaqub had told him, مَا كَانَ يُغْنِي عَنْهُمْ مِنَ اللَّهِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ إِلَّا حَاجَةً فِي نَفْسِ يَعْقُوبَ قَضَاهَا. And nobody could have turned them away from any decree of Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, but they went through different doors just because it was a need, a wish that was in the soul of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, which he wanted to fulfill. وَإِنَّهُ لَذُو عِلْمٍ لِمَا عَلَّمْنَا وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. And Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam was a person of knowledge. Almighty Allah has given him knowledge, and he believed that one is a tadbir, one is a strategy, and one is a decree of Allah. The decree of Almighty Allah will overpower all strategies. But many people do not know. وَلَمَّا دَخَلُوا عَلَى يُوسُفَ آوَى إِلَيْهِ أَخَاهُ قَالَ إِنِّي أَنَا أَخُوكَ فَلَا تَبْتَئِذْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he then told to his brother Binyamin, when they all came to Yusuf alayhi salam, and he put them up in the royal palace. He then told to Binyamin, look, I am your brother. You are my brother. Do not be despondent. Do not despair for whatever these brothers used to do to you. فَلَمَّا جَهَّزَهُمْ بِجَهَازِهِمْ جَعَلَ السِّقَايَةَ فِي رَحْلِ أَخِيهِ ثُمَّ أَذَّنَ مُؤَذِّنٌ أَيَّتُهَا الْعِيرُ إِنَّكُمْ لَسَارِقُونَ. When Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, or anybody that was appointed by Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, prepared the luggage, they put the cup in the luggage of his brother Binyamin, and then after they set out on the journey, after some time, an announcer announced, O caravan, O group of people, you people are thieves. قَالُوا وَأَقْبَلُوا عَلَيْهِمْ مَاذَا تَفْقِدُونَ. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam and his brothers, they turned towards those people that were making announcements. So what is that you people must? What is lost? What has been stolen? قَالُوا نَفْقِدُ سُوَاعَ الْمَلِكِ وَلِمَنْ جَاءَ بِهِ حِمْلُ بَعِيرٍ وَأَنَا بِهِ زَعِيمٌ. They said that the royal cup is missing. We do not find the royal cup. And whosoever brings the royal cup, that for him will be a camel load of grains. And the person that made the announcement said, I will be responsible to give that over as a gift. قَالُوا تَاللَّهِ لَقَدْ عَلِمْتُمْ مَا جِئْنَا لِنُفْسِدَ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَمَا كُنَّا سَارِقِينَ. The brothers say, by Allah, they take an oath and they said, you all know that we haven't come here to Misr to cause mischief, and neither are we thieves. قَالُوا فَمَا جَزَاؤُهُ إِن كُنْتُمْ كَاذِبِينَ. The brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, they said that what do you think will be the punishment if, or the royal court has said, what will be the punishment of that person who is found guilty of stealing if he is a liar? قَالُوا جَزَاؤُهُ مَنْ وُجِدَ فِي رَحْلِ فَهُوَ جَزَاؤُهُ. Brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam said that the punishment of that person in whose luggage that royal cup has been found, he himself will be the punishment, he himself has to be given over. كَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الظَّالِمِينَ. And this is how we, in our Shariah, the Shariah of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, we punish the oppressors. فَبَدَأَ بِأَوْعِيَتِهِمْ قَبْلَ وِعَاءِ أَخِيهِ ثُمَّ اسْتَخْرَجَهَا مِنْ وِعَاءِ أَخِيهِ. They commenced the search with the luggage of everybody else before searching the luggage of Binyamin. And then they took out the royal cup from the luggage of Binyamin. كَذَلِكَ كِدْنَا لِيُوسُفَ. Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala says, this is how we taught the strategy to Yusuf, how to do this. مَا كَانَ لِيَأْخُذَ أَخَاهُ فِي دِينِ الْمَلِكِ إِلَّا إِن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, would not be able to take his brother Binyamin in the law of the king of Misr at that time. But that Almighty Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala wishes. نَرْفَعُ دَرَجَاتٍ مَّن نَشَاءُ وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. And we elevate the status of whosoever we wish, and above every learned person, above every knowledgeable person, there is a person with greater knowledge and ilm. قَالُوا يَسْرِقْ فَقَدْ سَرَقَ أَخٌ لَهُ مِنْ قَبْلِ. When the royal cup was taken out from the luggage of Binyamin, so the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam said that if he had stolen, his brother before also has stolen. Commentators of the Quran explain this incident, and they say that when Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam's mother, the wife of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, when she gave birth, not long after Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam to Binyamin, so in the course of giving birth to Binyamin, she had passed away. And that time Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was very, very young. So the paternal auntie, the brother of Yaqub alayhi salatu, the sister of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, then took care of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, because no mother and a child of that age requires some motherly love, somebody to take care of him. But Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam really loved Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. When he started walking around, then Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam asked for Yusuf to stay by him. But the auntie was also in love with Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, and she didn't want to release Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. So what she did is, she took a valuable item and she tied it in a cloth, and she, obviously as an auntie, she used to clothe Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. She took it and she tied it on the waist of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. And then she made an announcement, and she said, a certain valuable item has been stolen. And they conducted a search, they found it on the waist of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. So, according to the Shariat of that time, now Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he had to go over and stay with the auntie. And that was the Shariat of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam. That is why when Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was in jail, he was in prison, and when all the other prisoners and the wards, they all liked him and loved him, see, he told them, "I don't like me, don't love me, because whoever loves me, I fell into problems." He said, my auntie, she loved me, and I fell into a problem. My father loved me, I went in a well. And Zulaykha liked me, I went in prison. You people who love me, where I will go to? So this is what Almighty Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala refers to when the brothers of Yaqub alayhi salatu, or Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, they said if he had stolen, his brother Yusuf also stole before. So they had that misconception in the mind about Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Says فَأَسَرَّهَا يُوسُفُ فِي نَفْسِهِ وَلَمْ يُبْدِهَا لَهُمْ. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam is a king. 40 years later, that after when he's hearing what his brothers are talking about him, then he hears an accusation. They don't even know they're talking in front of him. So he had concealed in his heart, what they are talking about him, and he didn't expose it to them. He didn't defend himself. He kept quiet. Sometimes it is better to keep quiet. قَالَ أَنْتُمْ شَرٌّ مَكَانًا. He told himself that you people are worse. You all accuse a misconception of Yusuf stealing. Yusuf never steal. He was an innocent person. But you all stole actually Yusuf from the father and put him in the well. What about that? Wallahu a'lamu bima tasifun. And Almighty Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala knows very well what you people are talking and what you people are describing. So Almighty Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala explains this entire incident. In this entire incident, there's quite a few lessons that we learn. The first lesson we learn is the concept of a bad eye. In Islam we believe that when a person looks at something that he really likes, then he must say, MashaAllah. He must not just look at that item. There's a possibility that the item that one has seen may be affected. There's a poison that emits, an invincible poison that emits from the eye. And it goes and falls onto the item that a person liked, and that item could be affected. That is why it is mentioned in the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Al-aynu haqqun. That eye, and the effect of the eye, it is haqq and it is true. So when a person sees anything that he likes, somebody's car, very nice car, very beautiful car, somebody's house, somebody's clothing, somebody's valuables, then say Alhamdulillah, say MashaAllah. And by saying MashaAllah, Allah removes the bad effect of the eye. And the same also goes with parents. When they look at their own children, sometimes children are small, they're so tender, they're so loving, they're so cute. And when the parents' eyes also fall on the children, it could even have an effect on the children. And that is why sometimes children, they react in certain ways, etc., because of the bad eye that is on them. And it is mentioned in the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did mention that an effort should be made to remove the effect of the bad eye. That's why the concept of, or the practice that normally the mothers do, that they put a black dot on the face of the child, or normally they put a black band around the hand of the child, that is to repel that bad eye and that bad nazar. It's not that it is compulsory to do it, but it is something that is tested and tried. But the concept of bad eye is proven in the Sharia. That is why Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam told his children that 11 of you all are going, everybody will see, and the bad eye will fall onto them, as a result of which they may suffer the consequences of it. The second lesson we learn from this is to adopt a strategy. Whatever you wish to do, you don't just do it. This world is a world of needs, a world of asbab, and you want to be effective in whatever you wish to do, then adopt a strategy. It is mentioned in one hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told, خُذِ الْأَمْرَ بِالتَّدْبِيرِ. When you adopt your issue, you do your thing, then plan it. In one hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam reported to have mentioned, لَيْسَ الْأَقْلُ كَالتَّدْبِيرِ. There's no intelligent equivalent to planning. And there's a saying in English that plan your work, work your plan. First, plan your work. Do whatever you wish to do, plan it, and then work it according to the plan that you have done. After that, you place your trust and your tawakkul in Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. And yeah, the incident is, Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam wanted to keep his brother behind. He couldn't have left, he kept it behind, so he had to adopt a strategy. And he had to put the royal cup inside the bag. As a strategy, this became a means to keep his brother Binyamin behind. And strategies, we do it all the time in our lives. In so many ways, in so many aspects of our life, from the morning to the evening, we do adopt strategies. Just on the lighter side of it, one person was invited to somebody's house for meals. Everybody is eating. It was lunchtime, they're eating rice. And at the time when people are light-hearted, when they have their meals, they share jokes with one another, talk with one another. So while they're eating the rice, so this person saw from far, like he's a guest. Now, a guest can't ask for things. He must just eat what is presented to him. But, when you're eating rice, one of the things that makes the rice more tasty is the papar. You see? So, he was eating the rice, but he saw from far that the host, they forgot to give the papar, but he can see the papar. And he was to eat the papar. He can't tell the host, but give the papar, it will be rude of him. Now he said, how are you going to adopt that strategy to get that papar over? Now he's sitting, he thought to himself, he said, let me share one joke. Now he's telling all his friends that were there, that, my father had a very big sword. And the sword, you used to put it inside the shield. And must I tell you how big the sword was? You see, the sword was from here. Can you see the papar? From here till there, the side of the sword was from here till the papar. The host said, hey, bhai, we didn't give the papar. So the papar was given over. If you adopt strategy, this is called tadbir. One person came to, one woman, she came to Hazrat Maulana Rashid Ahmad Gangohi Rahmatullah Ali. And she was walking very, very carefully, one step at a time. And she said to Hazrat that, there's full of glass on my body. Full of glass on my body. So can you imagine, if you are in glass, will you be able to walk? You'll never be able to walk. Now she had a thought in her mind that she's full of glass. So Maulana adopted a strategy, and he told her, yes, I can see the glass on your body. You are full of glass. You will come tonight, and I will cure you. So he told to some of his friends and his colleagues that take in one room, make it dark, and takes lots of bottles inside that room. So when she came at night, so he told his friends, take her in the room, few of y'all go there, and one person must start hitting her lightly around her head, take a stick and start hitting her. And while somebody is hitting her, another person must take all the bottles from the ground and start busting it on the wall, left, right and center. And while you're busting the bottles, then you must ask her, that, can you hear the glass coming out from your body? So she will say, yes, yes, the glass is coming out, the glass is coming out. And then when they stop busting all the bottles, then say that, can you feel the pain on the body now? See, yeah, I can feel the pain. See, yeah, you see the bottles have come out now, the pain is falling on the flesh of your body. Then when they finished it, they opened the door, she came out to walking stage normal like nothing happened before. So this is tadbir and this is strategy. We adopt it all the time in our life, but we can only adopt that strategy and that tadbir which is according to Sharia. You cannot make halal haram and haram halal. Whatever is within the confines of the Sharia to fulfill a need in the Sharia, that is permissible. One objection that somebody could make in this particular lesson is, after 40 years, Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was aware that of the pain of the father, and now he's taking Binyamin away. There's even more pain, he's compounding the pain for Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam by taking even Binyamin away. Yusuf is away, now he's taking Binyamin away also. And another objection is, the brothers were not thieves, so how can you lay an accusation against innocent people? That's not jaiz, that's not permissible. The only answer that could be given for this is what Allah mentioned in the Quran Kareem, كَذَلِكَ كِدْنَا لِيُوسُفَ, that we have taught this strategy to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. So this was from wahi, from the side of Almighty Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. It is similar to what Almighty Allah told to Khizr alayhi salatu wasalam, damage the boat, kill that child, straighten the wall. So many things seem to be apparently against the Sharia, but it was hikmah and wisdom in doing that. So that was Almighty Allah tabarak wa ta'ala told to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam to do that. The fourth lesson we learn from this is that when an item has been lost, and when you make an announcement for a lost item, you can offer the person that if anybody who finds that item, I will give him a gift. Here too, that the people have said that whosoever finds that royal cup and he gives it to us, then for him he will have a camel load of grain. So to offer a gift to people who find a lost item is proven also from this. The fifth lesson we learn from this is about sureties. Because the person that made that announcement that he would give the camel load of grain, he told, وَأَنَا بِهِ سَقِيمٌ, that I will be responsible to hand it over. So the concept of guaranteeing surety, etc. is understood from this. And the last lesson we learn from here is when the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, they accused Binyamin and they said, like, if he had stolen, his brother also stole before. So to make unfair judgments on people, and inappropriate and incorrect judgments of people, that is not correct, that's not acceptable in Sharia. And we should avoid even making quick judgments on people. Once a father, he told to he had 4 sons, he told to one son, you must go to a particular tree in the jungle, and you come back, you must describe to me and you must tell me how the tree is. So he sent one son in winter. The son came back, and the father asked him, son, how was the tree? The son said, father, the tree is very, very dry, no fruits, it's like dead, looks very, very ugly. Then, in another month, when it was spring, he sent another son to the same tree and said, son, you must go have a look at the tree and come and describe the tree to me. What your brother told, was it correct or not? So this son went, and he came back and he told the father asked him, how was the tree? He said that, father, the tree was very, very promising, because things are turning to be green and seem to be very promising. So the first brother said, no, you think you're alive, I didn't see the tree like that. Then he sent the third son, but he sent it to him at another season in summer. The son went and he asked him that, how did you find the tree? He said, it was so beautiful, it was blossoming, full of fruits, it was so nice, and there's full of fruit hanging around the branches of the tree. When he told this to her father, the first son also objected, the second son also objected. No, we didn't see the tree like that. They told the third went, the fourth brother went, but he went now in autumn. He came back, the father asked him, how did you find the tree? He says that the tree, all the leaves, they were falling off and they're turning yellow. So all three brothers objected. The father, to tell to them, said, no, all four, what you're saying is correct. The tree was as you all have seen the tree. But the problem is that all of y'all had only seen one season of the tree. You haven't seen everything. So when you want to make judgments on anyone, don't look at one isolated incident of the life of the individual, फिर पूरा फैसला कर दिया. Look at the whole aspect of the life of the individual before you have to make judgments. Don't make inappropriate and incorrect judgments on people. Always have husn zan. Have good thoughts and good opinions about people. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is important to have mentioned, إِيَّاكُمْ وَالظَّنِّ فَإِنَّ الظَّنَّ أَكْذَبُ الْحَدِيثِ. Stay away from bad thoughts. Bad thoughts about people, that's the biggest liar. In one hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam reported to have mentioned, لا تحسسوا ولا تجسسوا ولا تباغضوا ولا تدابروا وكونوا عباد الله إخوانا. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned that don't go into people's private affairs. Don't go and investigate in people's private affairs without any reason that is justifiable in Sharia. And don't have bad thoughts and bad opinion about people. Don't turn your backs away from one another. That's bad akhlaq, bad character. وَلَا تَحَاسَدُوا. Don't have jealousy for one another. وَكُونُوا عِبَادَ اللَّهِ إِخْوَانًا. And live with one another as good brothers and show love and muhabbat with one another. That fosters harmony and enhances the love and brotherhood with one another. Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanahu